Hello everyone, my name is Jessica Nestell and I'm 23 years old. I graduated from high school in 2008 and I graduated from Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts in 2012. I completed a Cambridge CELTA certificate in 2013. Growing up, I didn't have many opportunities to travel. However, when I got to college, I found many opportunities and traveled to 5 different countries. These experiences taught me so much about the world I lived in, outside of the small part of the world that I knew. And these experiences showed me my passion for learning about new cultures and new languages. So upon completing my bachelor's degree in psychology and sociology with a minor in social work, I decided that teaching English abroad would be a great way for me to continue my search to learn more and more about the world. I found this opportunity at Hebei University in Baoding, China, where I taught second-year students written English. During my time in China, I found that I absolutely loved teaching. It came as a bit of a surprise. I had expected teaching to be a way for me to travel. However, it became so much more than that. It became a true passion. I decided that I wanted to continue teaching English past my time in China, and I decided that I should seek out more qualifications before continuing. That's what brought me to my CELTA course, which I completed in October. I decided that it was important for me to be able to bring more skills to my next teaching job. Now I would hope to have a position in Turkey where I can utilize the skills that I learned in China as well as the ones that I gained at my CELTA course. So why would I like to teach in Turkey? This question has so many answers, so I'll try and narrow it down. First and foremost, it's the unique position that Turkey has in the world. As a crossroads between Europe and Asia, Turkey has been so important historically and continues to play such a vital role in the world today. It's an interesting place with an interesting history and culture, one that I would love to see for myself. Second, it's the opinions that everyone has after they've traveled to Turkey. When I'm traveling and I meet new people, I'm always asking, where have you been? Where do you want to go back to? What was your favorite place? And Turkey is constantly at the top of that list. From the history and bustling streets of the city of Istanbul to the beautiful coastline, Turkey is a country that has a lot to offer. And the more people I talk to, the more it seems that Turkey is the place to be. So my ideas on classroom management. I think it's really important to know something specific about each one of your students. It helps the students feel like you really are interested in teaching them, and you're not just there to fulfill your duties. By knowing something as simple as their siblings, how many they have, or their favorite sport, or what music they like to listen to, you inspire them to be able to learn more English to communicate about these topics with you, because it's something that means a lot to them. At the same time, you're also showing them that you care about them as a person, and not just as another person in another class. So, can I manage 20 to 25 students? I'm confident that I can manage 20 to 25 students. During my year teaching English in China, my smallest class had 36 students. And this taught me a lot about how to manage a group of students at the same time. The first thing I did was come up with various different charts that I could use to make sure that none of the students were slipping between the cracks when it came to speaking in class. Especially those students who like to sit in the back and duck their heads. Utilizing my charts, I was able to see how often they were participating and call up those other students who weren't necessarily the first to raise their hands. It also gave me ideas about a point system that I now use. I have 2 point systems. One is more of a competition between the classes, and another is specific to the actual class. For the competition aspect, each class gains points when anyone in the class utilizes vocabulary words without being prompted. So if we were learning about emotions, and someone without being prompted told me that they were feeling nervous today. That class would get a point. And then at the same time, if in a class, instead of a student taking a moment to think, they simply ask a friend what the word means in Turkish, I would take a point from that student, because that's not utilizing their English. Instead, that's just falling back to their native language. And then, at the end of the semester, whichever class had the most points would win a prize. It may be a small class party, or watching a movie, but it would be something fun, something that the class could share. The other point system would be a in-class point system, where different groups would gain points for good behavior and lose points for bad behavior. Behavior such as interrupting. Which brings me to the question of what would I do if a student was spoiling a lesson? And I would start by saying their name and visually making sure that they realize I'm talking to them. And I would warn them that if they continued to do this, they would lose a point. Which, of course, if they continued, they would then lose a point. The next step would be to remove them from the students they're interacting with, as a way to make sure that those students aren't provoking the student to act out, and moving them closer to the front of the room. And then, of course, after the matter is dealt with, finding out specifically why did the student do that? What was the root cause of this? And as for my methods of controlling a classroom, that goes back to my point system. By having this group that is working together to gain these points for a prize, they're motivated to be interacting in the class and to be mindful of their behavior. And if they were to lose a point, that would be embarrassing for them, and the other students would be mad. So by creating this group, having them work together, I'm creating a group dynamic so that they could all learn. So I would like to thank you for your time, and I hope to see you soon.